It's 6:16. You're watching Wake Up Northwest. In this week's Madeline Motivates, we're helping you start your day the right way. One way you can do that is to create a meaningful morning routine. And here to help us with this, we have Danette Layne. She's a speaker, author, full potential coach from right here in our hometown. Good morning, Danette. Thank you so much for coming this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So excited to have you. And Danette, I understand you're the expert when it comes to morning routines. She has her own morning mojo, and I can't wait to hear more about this. But first, I'm curious, what are the benefits of having a morning routine? You know, you set off your alarm, but you don't just have to get up and get running. You can do some stuff that sets your intention for the day, right?
Right. Yeah, you know, we all have a morning routine, right? But if you tweak just a few things and maybe add a few more minutes, you can really have a launch pad to creating a more successful day. And if you design the morning routine right, it can help you really feel grounded and energized and inspired to take on the day.
Incredible. So what are your recommendations when it comes to our viewers wanting to create their own routine?
Right. Well, I recommend 5 basic, but we're going to talk about 3 today. And the first one is to learn something to help you grow. Whether that's you're learning some inspirational thinking, or maybe you want to improve a skill, or maybe you want to explore a different worldview. And you know, today you can learn anything that suits your learning style. We have podcasts, we have books, we have videos. So anything goes. I just recommend that you do it with intention and be selective.
So you choose a podcast, maybe a motivational one, or a piece of a book to read for just a portion of every morning. It doesn't have to be more than 5 minutes or 10 pages or 1 page.
No. It could be anything that suits for you. And you can leverage your time by doing especially the learning, something else. For example, I like to learn some things while I'm walking on the treadmill.
Yeah, that's a good point. You can kind of combine those. Okay, so the second point, what is that?
The second one is to move your body. Now, if you work out in the morning, you already have this covered, right? But if not, just spend 5 to 10 minutes getting your body moving, whether it's a quick little ab workout, dancing in the kitchen. I like to do what I call messy yoga, which is, you know, a combination of some stretching and some yoga, especially the warrior pose. That really sets my day.
Yeah, that's amazing. And your last point would be?
The third one is to quiet your mind, whether that's through journaling. I highly recommend, though, meditation, and here's why. You know, we're all exposed to so much information today, and we have this constant mental chatter going on. And so meditating is like hitting the pause button and giving ourselves a much needed break.
Yeah, and I mean, you can take in all that you've learned, because again, you said you learned something, you take a second to get your body moving, get energized, and then you take that time to reflect and really let it sink in.
Yeah.
Which I think is incredible. Well, we know a lot of us are so busy, so sometimes we want to combine these things. So you don't have to set aside an hour for that morning routine. You can actually combine some things. So maybe, for example, I like to listen to a podcast while I'm doing my makeup in the morning. And for me, that just is a way that I can really, you know, start my day with intention, but without taking too much extra time.
Yeah, it's really a good idea to leverage your time and try to double some of those things up. I just don't recommend it for meditation.
Right, that makes sense. You got to set aside time for that. Well, hey, Danette, you have made such an incredible template for our viewers, and you're sharing it with us on your website, which I believe you'll be able to see here on your screen in just a second. It's DanetteLayne.com. She's got a template that helps you create your own morning routine, and stick around with us on our website. I'll be sharing that in just a little bit this morning. Well, thank you so much, Danette, for joining us. Wonderful tips on creating that meaningful morning routine. And I just wanted to end out on a quick little note here. For me, my morning routine is so important. I mean, I'm not naturally a morning person. That may be hard to believe, but I wouldn't be able to put on a smile on my face and do this job every day if I didn't take that time for myself and to set my intentions for every day. So set aside some time to find what works for you and stick with it. I promise you'll be amazed at how much more meaningful your days will be. All right, it is now 6:21. You're watching Wake Up Northwest. More news and weather coming up in just 2 minutes.